Planting memories takes on a new meaning this year, and you don't really need a green thumb, just some garden gloves.
Garrett and I take part in a very colorful game involving paint, but no brush is needed for this week's On the Road.
And don't let credit cards cut up your credit rating. Our County Close-Up is going to tell you why you need to cut them up.
In sports, DJ will show us 3 ladies to call Titan eye candy.
And one senator comes to campus and breaks a golden rule. He'll tell us why it's okay to mix a little faith with politics. We're live.
We're local. The County Line starts now. The old saying is the grass is greener on the other side, but right here in Lawrence County, it's perfect weather to plant some lifelong memories. Good evening, I'm Pamela Marlowe.
And I'm Catherine Larson. Friday is Arbor Day, a national holiday that celebrates trees and promotes environmental awareness. But here at Westminster, the name's changing for the better. That's because Arbor Day is now Sandy Day. Members of the college and community dedicated the entire week to the memory of Westminster alum Sandy Edmiston. Now, last summer, right after graduation, Sandy died in a rock climbing accident. She was only 22 years old. All week long, students, faculty, and community members planted trees at the field house in her honor. Westminster student Nawal Raja knew Sandy and says she had such a fun-loving spirit.
She's full of life and energy, and she always brought a different perspective. You know, there was never a time that you spent with Sandy that you didn't leave feeling challenged or happier or just different in some way.
Now you can still plant a tree in Sandy's honor. The field station has seedlings available for you to plant on Friday between 9 and 6 and Saturday after 1. For more information, you can contact Director of the field station, Dr. Clarence Harms, at 724-946-8520.
According to the National Arbor Day Foundation, just 2 mature trees can provide enough oxygen for an entire family of 4. One group of children put in their time to plant enough trees to supply more than 20 families with all the oxygen they need. The County Line's Elizabeth Ferry shows us how these first graders dug in to save the earth.
Even the longest journey begins with a single step. As these first graders hopped off the bus, little did they know the impact they were about to have on the future. And it begins with the simple act of planting a tree.
Then put the tree in.
Environmental studies expert Dr. Clarence Harms says cultivating awareness for the environment in young people can change the world.
When we set the stage for being earth-friendly, then they can accomplish something. If we wait until they're high school, college, it's too late. So we start early and we hope that it stays.
And the importance of nature has already taken root with these children.
We learned about trees in school. They clean the air. They keep the air fresh.
These ideas may be simple, but they will grow, just as the children will grow into adults, and just as these saplings will grow into a forest.
These hands might look small, but there's no size requirements for a helping hand.
It's a simple act of planting trees, but it's part of a much bigger journey. Dr. Clarence Harms wants to make sure these journeys are remembered, so he records every tree planted and who planted it.
It's your tree, you just have to leave it here, okay?
The kids have no trouble planting their legacy.
I just like to get dirty.
It simply takes digging a hole, adding some compost, then water, and of course, a little love.
I love you, tree. I love you, tree.
And years from now, these children can return and reflect on how they've grown, how the world has changed, and how they made a difference when they were only 6.
About 80% of these trees will survive, and these kids' great-great-grandchildren will even be able to come back to see how they've grown. In Lawrence County, I'm Elizabeth Farry for the County Line.
Well, it's almost turkey season. Starting this Saturday, hunters are allowed to use crossbows to shoot them. The Pennsylvania Game Commission approved the use of crossbows with cutting-edge design broadheads in January. This spring, turkey season ends May 27th.
Senator John Pippy spoke in New Wilmington today about faith in education. His talk included information on how to resolve conflicts, an important skill in politics. Pippy says it's important to take others' viewpoints into consideration. Then you can listen to conflicting ideas and reach a middle ground. Pippy says it all begins with having faith in your personal opinions.
I think is even more important because when it comes to faith, for most people, it's a very personal issue, and you will get further if you talk about the good things you believe in rather than trying to put down what they believe in, and that's.
Pippy's background includes more than 10 years of military service, followed by his career in politics.
And Republican candidate Lynn Swan may want to put a cap on taxes, but that would violate the U.S. Constitution. In a plan revealed yesterday, Swan announced this plan about homeowners tax and how it couldn't change as long as they own the property. Now, the cap tax is still possible, but that, of course, would involve an amendment to the Constitution, and that could take years.
Opening tomorrow, the controversial United Flight 93 film. Director Paul Greengrass is making a film about the plane that crashed in Somerset County on September 11th. Family members of victims aboard United Flight 93 also say they're confident that the government will use federal funds to build a memorial where the plane crashed. The White House requested $5 million for a memorial on the 17-acre site as part of a larger spending bill. When we come back, we'll show you a place where you can literally paint the town red.
Plus, we'll sit down with Lawrence County's own version of Susie Orman. That's all coming up on the County Line. Stay tuned.
Have a great day at work, Mom.
Oh, don't you worry, I will. I love going to work and listening to my kind of music on Titan Radio.
That's right. Titan Radio brings you all the top hits of today, along with local news and sports. Commercial-free hit music on 88.9 FM Titan Radio, playing your kind of music.
Come on! This way!
Who is that guy?
I don't know! Hurry up! It's right behind us!
I know!
Come on, get up!
407 years ago.
Think history is a little scary? Then log on to LOC.gov and see how much fun it can be. The Library of Congress at LOC.gov.
Titan Radio. Check this out.
Not a big Limp Bizkit fan. Thought she'd get a hand on a member of Duran Duran.
Titan Radio. Commercial-free music 24/7.
On the radio. Springsteen, Madonna. Way before Nirvana, there was U2 and Blondie. Stop. 1985.
Keeping my car regularly tuned helps reduce air pollution. And it also saves me money on gas and repairs. But it's not just about saving money. It's about what you do with it.
You're whack, sir. Environmental defense. Get green. Go to getgreen.com.
Well, Garrett and I had a very colorful adventure in Valant at Crazy Dave's Paintball. There we met up with a very serious traveling paintball team. But as I found out in this week's On the Road, it wasn't the colors that mattered.
On the Road goes violent this week in Valant,
where the title doesn't lie here at Crazy Dave's Paintball. I'm Pamela Marlowe.
And I'm Garrett Horvath, and you're on the road.
Right down here? Yep. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go!
Been here for about 12 years now, pretty much running strong. We've come a long way. We've got an indoor field now, which is 1,500 15,000 square feet, 100 by 150. It's the same as you see here, all netted in. You can walk all the way around for viewing. We get all kinds of different players here, from woods players, rec players, to tournament players. We have a tournament usually once a month here. We had a league last year. Lowest prices in town.
Getting hit's pretty fun, but I don't know, just out here with your friends having fun, that's pretty much what I come out here for.
Most games are over within 5 minutes anyway. Been a couple that have been under 30 seconds, that's about it.
Yeah, one hit, you're out. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's head to toe or your equipment too. You get shot anywhere in your gun or anything, you're eliminated.
Like the back players usually go through a lot of their pain, trying to protect the front players.
Put on a trigger.
Is there anywhere you can, like, aim? You just gotta...
Just kind of watch where they're ending up down there.
2, 1, go!
It's all about the love right there.
I never realized there was so much involved in paintball.
Yeah, well, it's a great way to take out a lot of aggression, especially with finals coming up.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a big adrenaline rush, so it'll get you going.
Yeah, and I think I'm just about ready to hit the field. What do you think, Garrett?
I don't know about that one.
I'm Pamela Marlowe.
And I'm Garrett Horvath.
We'll catch you next week. Now, Catherine, Team Vengeance was the team we watched play. Very serious about it.
They look scared. Pam, you were wearing masks. I mean, is this a dangerous sport?
Well, they say it doesn't hurt when you get hit too bad, as long as you...
Too bad. Hit too bad.
Well, they love the game, so...
All right.
Well,
as long as they love it. Well, the Columbia Theater in downtown Sharon closed more than 20 years ago, but it is finally ready to open its doors once again. County Line's Chris Norris tells us about the theater's rich past and exciting future.
The Columbia Theater in downtown Sharon was once considered the nicest theater between Pittsburgh and Erie until a fire in 1981 closed its doors.
In 1981, a film lab out in front of the park, where the park exists now, in front of the theater, caught on fire. And it resulted in flames coming up the front of the face of the building. Fire department tried putting it out, and this was in the winter, and it froze. And with 1 million gallons of water on the roof of the theater, the ceiling collapsed.
The theater was recently purchased by the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. President and CEO of the Vocal Group Hall of Fame, Bob Crosby, tells of the theater's rich history.
It was built in 1922. Warner Brothers, Columbia Theaters, several organizations changed hands over the years. I've heard stories of the Three Stooges being here, lots of old movies that had performed here. One of the most precious things about this theater, if we were to bulldoze this over and then rebuild it, you're probably talking more like $50 million.
Once the theater is completely renovated and ready to be reopened, it will host an array of performances and events.
Our guess is it's probably a concert a month as we get going until it starts filling up. There'll be commercial and corporate interests here in town that have conventions and need a large meeting space. And we're going to try and go back to showing movies.
Reporting for the County Line, I'm Chris Norris.
Well, I definitely have to check that out.
Looks like a lot of fun.
Already again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this week it's all about the dollars, cents, and credit cards. Joining reporter Aiden Miwa tonight on the County Close-Up is our money man, Consumer Credit Counseling Services, Victor Russel.
Hello and welcome to this week's County Close-Up. I have today with me Victor Russel from the Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Thank you, Victor, for being here.
Thanks for having me here, Aiden.
Okay, now, Vic, exactly what does your nonprofit agency do?
Well, we do a variety of things. We're most familiar with setting up debt management programs for people that are in debt. In other words, making an affordable program for them to repay their unsecured creditors. We're also HUD certified to do housing counseling, which means that we have government funds that enable us to help people with foreclosure issues, get ready to purchase a home, and even delinquent rent issues in some cases. And we also do budget counseling. And all of these sessions are free. We just ask for a contribution on occasion for the debt management programs. So it's all encompassing. You know, I kind of take a look at it that we handle everything financial. Anything that has to do with your financial wellness, we can help you with.
Wonderful. Now, I've seen a lot of ads for people saying that they can get rid of your debt. What's the difference between you and those other places advertising that?
Well, for one, we're more involved with the community. You know, that's why I'm sitting here with you doing this interview. We get out and we talk about financial issues in the communities. We also work with community agencies and develop programs for those individuals that need them. For example, housing issues, pre-purchase issues, getting somebody ready to buy a home, helping people budget their money more effectively, helping people manage their credit more effectively. Those are the things that we do with community agencies that those other agencies don't have what they say the money for, and we are available locally, and those other agencies are not available locally. Plus, we've negotiated with creditors over a 51-year period. That's how long we've been around, and we've been able to negotiate a presence with those creditors that enables us to lower interest rates and get fees waived for you if you are having problems repaying your debt.
Now, with those other places, do they charge you to actually get rid of your debt, whereas you guys are free?
There's usually a fee associated, and sometimes they charge per creditor. So if you have 10 unsecured credit cards that you have in a program, they will sometimes charge $20 per creditor. Wow. So that would be a $200 monthly fee on top of what you pay for the creditors. So it's those types of fees that may be associated with those agencies that you see advertised. You know, there's a reason why they advertise all the time, and we don't have advertising usually. We use the communities as our advertising.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm one of those people, that likes to use their credit card for a lot of things. Now, why shouldn't why shouldn't I use my credit card for everything that I try to buy?
Well, I think if you look at the concept of it being a loan card, in other words, every time you use it, and if you don't pay the balance off in full that month, they're going to charge interest on whatever you charged. Mm-hmm. And interesting statistic that we were talking about off camera was that recently purchases of $25 or less are being made with credit cards now, and the number one reason people are using credit cards for small purchases like that is gasoline. And we talked about off air how that gasoline prices have really spurred a crunch on budgets. And that's a good reflection of that. I mean, we have 71% of the people using a credit card to purchase gas or $25 or less, then that means they're not budgeting effectively, and they have no spending plan in place. So, when you put those things into realistic terms and take a look at exactly what a family's dealing with these days or individuals are dealing with, and it's just real easy to pull out that plastic, but it's real difficult to separate yourself from a $20 bill.
Definitely. So, if I do have a lot of debt on my credit card, how long could that take me to pay off?
Well, it depends on how much you owe. But usually we use this example. If you have a $2,000 balance on an average interest rate of 18.99%, that $2,000 balance these days will take you 10 to 12 years to repay.
Wow.
And you can see that becomes a mortgage in some cases. You shouldn't have to repay a $2,000 debt. It shouldn't take you that long to do that. But the way the system is set up and credit card companies set up the system, that's how long it's going to take you. And that's if you never use it again.
Definitely. Well, okay, since I'm so bad at budgeting my money, apparently,
I don't know that for sure.
Hey,
hopefully that's not the case.
Well, what kind of classes do you offer? What will they teach me if I go to one of these classes to learn how to budget?
Well, what they do first is they take a look at what you have coming in, because you can't be spending more than what you have coming in. So we take a look at your income first to see exactly what you have. Then we view those expenses, fixed, variable expenses. A fixed expense would be something like rent, mortgage payment, electric bill. Variable expenses would be those that you control. Gasoline expense, grocery expense. How often do you go out to eat for entertainment expenses? Those types of expenses we take a look at to make sure that you're not spending too much money, not spending more than what you have coming in.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Victor, for being with us here today.
Thanks for having me.
There is a website out there for consumer credit counseling services. It is cccservices.com. Thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And there is more County Line on the way.
All of your light and contemporary pop music. Without all the rap and hip-hop. Commercial-free Titan Radio, digital 88.9 FM.
Have a nice day.
in Traverse. Check us out on the web.
What is that thing?
Looks like somebody's double chin. Must have lost it snacking on fruits and vegetables.
Somebody's gonna trip on that.
What do you got, little fella? What do you got there? Looks like someone's butt. And they must have lost it playing with their kids.
Hello and welcome to Titantown Sports. I'm DJ Oakley. Now lately it's been a little busy on campus of Westminster with all of the Greek activities going on, but in case you didn't know, the softball team has been pretty busy itself, winning 10 of their last 11 games, and 7 of those wins came without the opposition even scoring. The ladies took on Penn State Altoona. We've got the highlights, so let's take a look. Jen Pancake, the pack pitcher of the week, bringing it the heat, and she's going to get a ground ball to her. She's going to throw it to first base and get the out. She's going to get a little love from her teammates, and she deserves it because, like I said, she is the pack pitcher of the week. Pancake again. She's going to get a strikeout right here on the outside corner. That's one of her 3 strikeouts of the day. And a little offense this time. Kristen Zakowski is going to drive it down the left field side, and she's going to get on with a single, and that's going to set up a little small ball for the Lady Titans. Carissa Nelson, she's going to put the bunt down. That's going to get Zakowski over to second, and she's going to sacrifice herself. But the freshman sensation, Amy Cornicelli, drives it to left field, and that's going to bring in the run. Lady Titans are going to win this one 8-0, but check this play out. Carissa Nelson out of left field, out of the left side of your screen, makes the diving catch, and yes, she sticks the landing. 10.0 from this judge. Final score, 8-0. Westminster beats Penn State Altoona, and that's what's going to happen in that. Tagging along with Pancake's Pack Athlete of the Week are 2 other ladies whose numbers are just impressive. Sophomore Jessica Cooper was tabbed as the Women's Track Athlete of the Week as she posted 4 top 3 finishes at the Titan Invitational. She won the high jump, placed second in the triple jump, and then placed third in the long jump. And the Pack bestowed the golf honor upon senior Kayla Percival. So congratulations to those 2. The baseball team, on the other hand, is struggling a little bit, losing their last 8 straight conference games. The Titans, who now have the record of 15-16 overall, are finding it very difficult to climb out of the slump they're in. Now, it's been truly a rough road for the Titans as they've had their target on the chest of themselves for all season long. And with their playoffs hopes diminishing more and more with each passing game, the Titans continue to search for the reasons for their imposition. Some point the finger at the pitching staff, but really, how important is it to throw strikes? Senior Titan hurler Evan Triplett has the answer.
Strikes are very important when pitching because if you don't throw them, then you can't strike anyone out. Without strikes, you just have balls. 4 balls constitutes a walk. And then, Oakley, what happens?
You get benched, and many times it's not that easy to take in stride.
Coaches? Worthless. Worthless. Why? Because they're a waste of a jersey.
So is it really the coaches, or is it just that the Titans really can't field?
First baseman? Well, my theory is you practice like you play, so if you play first base in a game, why not get some practice there during practice?
But personally, I think we should get more guys in, like Mike O'Leary. His career ERA, I don't know if this is correct, but I believe it's 0.00. So more appearances out of him would be nice.
All right, guys, 12 laps, we're missing it.
Basically, it's everybody questioning each other. And it's a good thing that they're sticking together through the tough times.
Feel about my teammates?
Hate them.
They don't respect anybody, seniors, coaches. Pretty simple.
Now, we talked a little bit about the softball team earlier in this segment, and one of the reasons they are on such a hot streak is thanks to the 1.05 ERA, and the 90 strikeouts of a certain number 48. Steve Brink had a chance to talk to the latest Pack pitcher of the week, Jen Pancake.
Welcome back to more Titan Town Sports, everyone. I'm Steve Brink, and I'm here with the reigning Pack Pitcher of the Week for softball, Jen Pancake. And Jen, you've been lights out the last couple of weeks, but your team's been playing a lot better recently, too.
Yeah, we've actually come together. We have our chemistry now, and we're actually starting to play as a team and actually, having no errors. That's what was killing us before, was all the errors that we were getting. So now we're actually playing as a team.
Well, that's good. And you got 2 big games coming up this weekend against Waynesburg, and really you still have a shot at hosting the Pack tournament. What's going on there?
Yeah, Thomas More actually plays them tomorrow, I do believe. And if they split with him and we sweep Waynesburg, then we can actually host, since we beat Hiram last night. So that's how it goes down to.
Good. Well, Thomas More, obviously a pretty good team. Waynesburg as well. What do you guys expect going into the Pack tournament next weekend? Because it looks like there's going to be a lot of good teams there.
Oh, yeah. All 4 teams that are going to make it into Packs are definitely top teams. Thomas More and Waynesburg and W&J are definitely all top teams. They're really good. Their defense and hitting is all good. So, I mean, it's just going to be a tough tournament to play.
Yeah, well, good luck next week, and hopefully you guys do well.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to DJ Ickley for more Titan Town Sports.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks, Jen, for throwing some time aside for that interview. Now, if you're looking for some Titan action this weekend, the Track and Field Pack Tournament will be held, and you won't have to go very far. The Packs will be hosted this year by the Westminster at Bury Stadium. The action will begin around 11 a.m. and will be concluded in the evening with the annual awards ceremony. Good luck to all the competitors, but especially our Titans as they pursue the 2006 Pack Championship. That does it for this week at Titan Town Sports. As always, there's more County Line coming up now.
Thank you, DJ. We'll be right back after this.
Indeed.
Can I help you, sir?
I found these over by the stairs.
Love handles. Lots of people lose them taking the stairs instead of the escalator. Thank you.
In Westminster's broadcasting program, we have live DJ shifts on Titan Radio, just as you would at a commercial station. We try to keep the station running as professionally as possible so that we all can have real-world experience.
As Titan Radio DJs, we like to get the listeners involved by running contests. One that comes to mind was when we gave away chicken soup.
I want my chicken soup.
I want chicken soup.
I want my chicken soup.
Did I win?
Titan Radio studios are home to some of the latest broadcast quality equipment.
Having access to this type of professional equipment really helps me work on my skills on air and will ultimately help me get the job that I want.
Working at Titan Radio has given me the experience I need to get a job at the #1 station in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Titan Radio is more than just work in the studio. We get involved with live remotes in the community.
Down at Mardi Gras, Amy Sass is there.
Hey guys, what's up?
It's just a lot of fun being out there and talking with the public and getting them involved and excited about the music.
To find out how you can get on-air experience at Westminster College, log on to titanradio.net.
Titan Radio presents the true story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks turned the first radio on. This is so loud, she said. She tried the next radio. This is too soft, she said. She tried the last radio, tuned in to Titan Radio. Ah, just right. Moral of the story, for commercial-free top music from the 80s till today, tune in to Titan Radio.
So lawmakers, along with the Alcoholic Beverage Coalition, are supporting a 14-bill package that extends to curb underage drinking in Pennsylvania. Coalition, House, and Senate lawmakers hope all the bill will pass before their summer recess.
The state Senate passed a bill making it much more difficult for governments to seize land under eminent domain. The bill is in response to a June U.S. Supreme Court ruling allowing the city of New London, Connecticut to take 15 homes for development. Senator Jeffrey Piccola's bill refines the definition of blight, making it more difficult to acquire land for private development. The Senate passed the bill unanimously.
And here at Westminster College this weekend, lots of scholarship. Symposium's going to start. Okay. I'm excited. I've got a presentation I have to give.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
I hope I'll do okay. DJ, what's going on in sports?
Well, in sports next week, we're going to have all your favorite teams, including the Titans and maybe some Newcastle Hurricanes.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's our very last show,
so
we'll miss you definitely.
Oh, thank you, Pam. I'll miss you all. Well, watch it.
smile to investors and families. Tax breaks. The House is expected to pass a 5-year, $70 billion measure later today. It would let 15 million families escape that alternative minimum